This is going to be my first ever stream, and hopefully a series of streams over the next few years. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan, that's what I want to do. Of me drawing a comic book page. I'm gonna, however many streams it takes, we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you guys how I start from the beginning and how I work my way all the way through the end. And I'm going to be doing it with Crom. I'm doing a King Crom story, and I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 pages a year of that story live with you guys. And it's going to be a 9-page story per year. Hopefully, that's the goal. We'll see. Time will tell, but that's definitely the goal. And yeah, I don't want to give all the pages away. So I figured if I do two pages a year, like maybe 10 streams of it, because I'm not going to go fast. I'm going to go at my own speed and just kind of just do what I do, because I'm doing it live. I'm not like, having peace and quiet or putting on music and things like that. The chat could be here and asking me questions and things. So I'm just going to do it at that speed, relaxed. And I don't want to spoil I don't want to spoil the whole story for people to actually buy the book. And then I'm going to try to, just pick different types of pages. This one's going to be a challenge too. The page that I picked is going to have a lot of panels in it. Not a whole lot, but I think about 6 panels. But yeah, this is King Crom right here. For those of you guys that don't know, he's a public domain barbarian character. He was created by Gardner S. Fox. And basically, Fox wanted to do a Conan comic. He went to the rights holder at the time, back in the 1950s. I believe it was Fritz Lieber, if I'm not mistaken. And he told him no, so he went off and made his own version. He did King Crom the Barbarian, and so there was 3 comics that he made of that, and now there's a bunch of different Crom independent gangs groups out there, and one of them's the Crommunity, and that's held up by Kurt Bruegel. If you guys want, you could go check that out. He actually let me put this down real quick. He actually made kind of like the first book that you could pick up. It's kind of like the Crom Bible, basically, to kind of just get you up to speed on everything Crom. They just put it on an anthology, and it's bringing a lot of people together, like a community. But this is the first one right here, and yeah, he's got a story in here with a youthful Crom from back in the day. It's really cool. Lots of black and white art, loving it. It's like Savage Sword of Conan, and then he also has like a little essay in here about Gardner Fox and Robert E. Howard and in relation to that and whatnot. And he reprinted the 3 stories in here, so you can pick this up and know everything you need to know about Crom. So I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it more. So that's what I did. I read all these stories, and I got my inspiration. There's even a prose story in the back right here, which is a trip. It's called Crom and the Warlock of Sherador. That one's awesome too. So now there's a Crom anthology out, and it's over 200 or it's about 250 pages. I'm reading that right now. It's awesome, and it's a bunch of stories by different creators. So I'm gonna have my own story in there. So that's a little background information on that. And this is like a pinup that might be in the Crom anthology. Maybe the next one or the one after. I'm not sure. I might even use this in the story because this is definitely a scene that takes place in there. So that might even just be in there. But yeah, this is my version of Crom. Everybody kind of does their thing and draws them their own way. And yeah, so I have this all done. Probably going to drop a video on this or a short maybe tomorrow or in a couple days this week about, just me making it. I'll slap some metal on it too. And real quick recap, I was doing a piece over the last few weeks. Maybe it was like 2 weeks or so of Primal, and we started with a little thumbnail, and then we moved into this, just kind of showing the process of how I do things, and we came up with this. And so that's the final piece right there. It was real fun. You got spear versus a zombie spear. So yeah, there's that. But without further ado, yeah, that's what it started from. It started from that. So also too, guys, I have another like little morning show that I do in the morning. The morning show I do in the morning. I'm trying to do it once a week. It's called Barbarian Brunch, and I'm talking about barbarians and sword and sorcery and other things too, things that I think are pretty cool. But that's kind of like the main kind of focus of the show. but I'm also going to have guests on too to talk about comics and maybe their campaigns and things like that. It's that's just kind of like the heart of the show is it's the barbarian brunch. So like today we talked about Primal, we talked about I talked about He-Man, talked about Robert E. Howard. If you guys can go donate to the Robert E. Howard house reconstruction, it's falling apart. I have that in the link in the description. We talked about those, and we talked about Lobo too. He's a fucking barbarian. So there's a lot of barbarian stuff going around right now. But we're gonna eventually use this paper right here once we start nailing it down. So we're gonna be doing page 2. I'm skipping page 1. I usually do things, and I'm gonna break my rule. Sometimes you got to do that, and I normally do pages in order, but I'm gonna skip page 1. I'll probably do that at the very end. So I'm gonna start off with page 2 right here. And from the beginning, it's got 6 panels. So you got an exterior of a mountains with miners working. Then they hit a vein. That's another panel. A boulder falls. That's another one. We're gonna have villagers inside of there. And after that, you're gonna show them looking up, crushed people. After that, and then there's gonna be a mysterious thing rumbling in there in the background. So that's a few panels right there. And let me see if I can get another piece of paper right here before I start jumping around. Yeah, I'll probably do this one. We'll see how it goes. I'll use the back of the other one. So, hey man, I'm watching Lord of Fleck. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to be making a comic book page today. So it's going to take however long it takes. So I'm going to try to commit to it right now. So it's going to be 6 pages. I'm sorry, 6 panels. So you're going to have exterior of a mountain. I need to have miners working. So it needs to be somewhat of an establishing shot. I'm going to also need to have probably the guys there. Got to basically have, yeah, man. Got to have them working, chipping away at something. So right now I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of thinking of a wide shot a little bit, you know? So this is how I go about making my pages. I use it just on a regular piece of paper like this. Now there's a lot of easier ways to do this, guys. But this is the way I do it. So there might be like an establishing shot like that. I might even have like another shot, you know, and sometimes I'll start like this and then I'll move in, you know. So right here, I kind of want to draw like the mountain in the distance, like here where it starts up. And then I want there to be kind of like just like a little hole in the mountain right there. And then I also wanted to do like a fort in front of it. Fortification. So that might be kind of tricky. So something like this. We have that. And then you got like these logs. Kind of like a traditional fort you would see, like, you know, back in the frontier of them, you know. And there'd probably be like a little tower right there. Yeah. Something like that. And so there's in this story, there's a fortification in front of the mine. They're pretty much, and this is King Crom's fortification too. It's his mine. So they're going there and yeah, they're basically setting up shop, if you will, you know. We have that right there. And again, this is, I like to go really light. I'm not adding any details. I'm just getting the basic bare bones of it, you know, and I'm trying to add little things. So we'll have some spikes. Maybe we'll do spikes instead, like that. Okay. So we got that right there, you know. And I kind of imagine maybe like a little forest in the background right here. On the sides like that. So we got the trees. And sometimes I might just change everything, but I kind of need to figure out what's going on. You know, that's part of the process of making a comic, you know. see here. Oh, thanks for hitting the smile, the laughs, and the hearts. Okay. So there's that. A little fort, just kind of nothing crazy, just kind of going up on the side right there. But you have to be able to see the. I want to be able to see the mine right here, you know, to the cave. It's important. So now I went from 6 panels to 7 panels, and ideally you want to have like about 5 panels on a page of a comic. That's like a good solid number, you know. But sometimes I'll do 20 panels on a page. I'm not gonna do that. Well, you know what? I might actually do that. Hey, what's up, Stygian? We're doing a King Crom. Well, I don't know if you're familiar, Stygian, with the Crom the Barbarian community, but I'm gonna be doing a short story in there, and I'm gonna be doing about 9 pages a year for the next few years, and it'll probably be about like a 30 to 40 page book, maybe 40 some page book. Oh, okay. So it's basically Crom the Barbarian. Since you're here, he's a public domain character that was created by Gardner Fox, and Gardner Fox went to the rights holders of Conan after Howard passed away. So that's Gardner Fox. He created like Hawkman. He also created Batman's utility belt. So he went, tried to get the rights to Conan to make a comic from, I believe it was Fritz Lieber, if I'm not mistaken. And they told him no. So he said, okay, so I'm going to go make a barbarian comic of my own, and I'm going to name him after Conan's god, which is Crom. And so he went off and made in 1950 three Crom comics. And they were the first barbarian comics ever. They actually predate Conan in comic book form. So Crom was the first comic book barbarian ever. So now he's in public domain. So there's a community now. It's the cromthebarbarian.com. It's the Crommunity, headed up by Kurt Bruegel, and he's an artist and writer himself. And they have the first ever Crom anthology just came out. This isn't the anthology. This is called Crom Collected. It's like the Crom Bible for everything you need to know. So if you were to buy this for like 10 or 15, 20 bucks, it's like a savage sword of Conan. You would love this, Stygian dogs. I got and it's got prose stories in it, This one's awesome. And it's a big community. So I'm going to be putting, like 9 pages a year of my story into that. And then eventually I'm probably going to take those pages and then make my own Crom comic. I'll collect that and make like a 40-page comic. But you'll be able to get it in 2 spots. And I'm going to be showing the pages live that I'm making. I'm going to be doing about 2 pages a year live, and I'll do it over like 7 to 10 streams, and I'm going to do it slow. Excuse me. So that's what I'm doing. I wrote a story, basically like a 20-page story, like a prose, and then I'm dissecting it, and basically you write the prose story. You can't do a prose as a comic. You gotta break it down. You gotta take out dialogue. You gotta move a couple things around. So that's what I'm doing. You have to, and then if it's once a year, you're gonna be putting out 9 pages. It's gonna have to end on a cliffhanger. So that's what I'm doing here, man. I'm glad you stopped by because I knew that was something that you'd probably get a kick out of. But you should check out cromthebarbarian.com, Stygian. They're always accepting like submissions for brostories and all kinds of stuff. I really recommend it. So I have that in there. All the dog brothers need to know about that. And there's different. If you're still here, Stygian, there's different like Crom the Barbarian gangs out there, like in the indie world. There's a brutal Blade of Crom crew where they put out their anthologies. It's fucking awesome. I love it. So right here, this one, the first panel, it's an exterior. It's mountains. There's a fort. I wanted to show the fort right there. Thanks for stopping by, Face Smashed Hammer. Appreciate that. There's that right there. And then I also want I'm gonna have the miners in the cave. So one of them's probably gonna just have like a little vein right here going through. And the thing is, what you know, you're making these miners. Like, what type of miners are you gonna have? So, because this is a fantasy. This is sword and sorcery, you know. So, I might even just have it come down. We're dealing with. It's gonna do like a straight shot, nothing crazy. It's all about like information. I was gonna have one where the camera was where it was gonna have like a guy hitting it like this, and he's swinging it into the camera, and it's coming down like that. But you don't know what he's hitting. But in a way, I kind of do like that. I'm gonna try that actually first because that was my gut feeling. So I'll go with that. Okay, and that'll be like a worm's eye view. So we'll set that up. I'll just use my little ruler right here if I got it. Oh, I got this one. This one will work. So we have that right there. We'll do a worm's eye, and then it'll probably be like that. Yeah, and we'll come up and do this. You don't even need the ruler, but I'm just doing it because it's easier. Use a binnacle. I want to get one of those. That's what David Finch uses. A binnacle. Yeah. All right. So we're right here. I'm just going to have like a little chunk right there, maybe, of rock. He's going to be coming down, hitting it like this. Let's see. So got this pick right here. Going to have some action right there. It's going into that. We're going to have like a fist, usually right here. Let's see, he's probably actually going to be holding it from right here like that, but I don't know. We'll try it like that. I kind of like the way the motion goes. He's getting a good stance on it, you know, bringing the pick down. I'm not even going to really think about what he looks like right now, but for now he's bald. Let's see. It's a small world. Yeah, it's definitely a small world. Lord of Lek. Yeah, definitely small. So he's doing a little squat right there. I want to keep it in the perspective a little bit. He's going out of it a little bit, so I have to line that up a bit, maybe. Yeah, like that. Some of this will be boring, guys, but I'm gonna, you know, it'll be there for you to watch, you know. So right now I'm just looking for the shapes of the anatomy right now, doing squiggles till I find it. And then I'll go in there and I'll erase it out, you know. Trying to find that. Okay. I'll go in there. Got the pick right there. There we go. I got that. The hands right there. Okay, I got the face. All right. There's that. I want to get that shoulder kind of coming down like that at the angle, so it's really kind of bringing it down. And then probably gonna, yeah, he's gonna be kind of. It's a weird angle too because he's kind of squatting a little bit. Because you know when you come down, you hit that vein, you know. Oh, okay, like that. It'd be so easy just to make him a dwarf, right? You're thinking of the dwarves from like The Hobbit, you know? Ding. But no, I'm gonna do something else. Definitely imagine him kind of bald. Yeah. Probably gonna go for 2 hours tonight. An hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So Where's that? Let's see here. All right, there's that. There we go. We got a little perspective shot like that. A little something. Then we're gonna have the background right here of the mine. I kind of want the mine to be like have a big opening. I think for now, anyways. Yeah. Whoops. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by, hitting the like and the subscribing. You guys are awesome. Okay, we got the mine right here, the outside door. They're deep in there. Let's get some rocks in here. You know, like that. Let me just kind of get that, guys. Kind of get that motion. Or you give an earring or something. Yeah, like a pirate. Probably gonna look like pirates a little bit. How much prelim work do you do, or do you just dive in and work it out? I do a lot of this, man. I'm gonna I'll do this, and then I'll see how it looks. If it's good, I'll leave it like that. If not, I might even redraw the panels if the information isn't good, or if the page just looks boring. Like panel wise, if I look at the page and I don't like the way the panels lay in here, just the language of that, then I'll go in and I'll reset up the whole page sometimes, because I'm not bound to like a company or something like that. But if I was, I would do everything on instinct. I wouldn't even think twice. If I would probably be drawing this right on the Bristol if I was working for reals. Or at least I wouldn't do that, because you have to, obviously email it and approve it and all that. But so I have this. Let's do a little like crack, like it kind of goes like this, right? Goes all the way up. He hits something, he hits a vein. And we'll put a big emphasis on the crack. We'll have some like little shards coming out right here. We'll probably like draw like little, kind of like that with the motion on it, And I kind of like the shoulders like that. And then we'll have I gotta have some other cats back here working, So let's see. You want to have that. Let's see. These stick figure dudes. Some guys right there working in the mines. But I don't like to add too much, because it takes the fun out of it. Do you use specific pencils? I just use this one right here, this Pentel 0.5. I use this for everything. Yeah, I like this pencil. It kind of, because you can go dark. Well, you usually can. You can go dark or light. It kind of does both. And I usually use a lot of pressure. So we got this guy right here. He's. And if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Let's see. We got that. We're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna be doing that axe handle. They call it a double axe handle, right? When you bring your hands down like that, you got to have that axe handle stance with your hands. So he's dropping a double axe handle. He's dropping a double axe handle. This one, really gonna have to get in there, and I might even make him a little taller up here doing it like that. Move his head up there. See how I'm doing that? Possibly. Change that. The more work I do on here, the less work I got to do later for the way I do things, you know? Yeah, so. Yep. That's the biceps. There we go. It's a little better. You don't have to be too tall. You could be a short dude. That way you can fit in my panel good too, you know. They don't have to be Conan size or you know what I mean? Conan or Cole or Crom size. All right, let's see. There we go. And I gotta have the face like that, looking down. Okay, we got that guy. I kind of want to have another person in here too, doing some work. Maybe right here. He can be right in the light. He can even be standing there like that, you know, just standing there, like holding his damn, I keep snapping this thing. Just standing there, nothing crazy. He could be sloshing hard, not working, you know, just in the background. So we're thinking about this, right? We have all this right here. There's probably going to be a little bit of dialogue right here. So I'm thinking about that because I'm just kind of self-editing as I'm going. Let's see here. Arc Becco, Hazy One. One time I was sent home because I was lethargic and completely zoned out. Like I was internally in thought, except I couldn't stop or move my arms or legs correctly. It was from dopamine deficiency, a side effect of ADHD. Oh man, sorry to hear that. So we have this right there, and then I'm thinking, yeah, I have to look at the script too, but I think I'll have a little bit of room right here too for narration. It's real basic. Here and here, straight up, just real basic. And then I might, let's see, what's the third panel? The third panel is the second working vein hit. Okay, so I might, yeah, I think I have, I might have a little bit of that. I've never been like, you know, diagnosed with it, but I believe I used it like to my advantage, you know. Can I ask for a canine dog? I wish, man. I'm doing a comic book, showing how I'm making a comic book page on this one. Be doing this for a few, maybe a week or two. Hopefully we get it all done. So we have that. You always want to go like that through the page, you know, like a Z. So I kind of want to have like some rocks right here for the kind of want to make it, I just got this idea right now. I want the border to be a rock. So I'm going to have it like this. I can almost have him standing on the rock like this. No, it's all good. That's what you're here to do. You guys are here to ask questions, have fun, relax, you know, have a brew a tea, brew a coffee, brew a brewski, you know, don't troll too hard though. But you see how this panel, I'm going to have a panel right here. And then I'm going to have the gutter is going to be an actual rock that's going to go into the next. It's going to come down here. And then it'll have like a split. So that way it leads the eye going through there with the split. So that'll be fun. All the way through. Like it's just cracking, you know. And then I'll put like a little sound effect in there. A couple of them. Could be like crick. You know, you can even put some sound effects in here. Crick. In the gutter, you know. Like crack. So there's that. 1, 2, working. Vein hits. Boulder falls. Okay, so right here, this is where it's going to get very tricky and confusing. But I like this idea. I might even have to go back and redraw this page and reset it up. But I like the idea of the gutter being the rock that gets the cracks. That disrupts the boulder. Let's see here. So we could draw the boulder falling. Yeah. Let's see here. You can have the boulder falling. I'm actually going to have like a... Actually, now that I'm thinking, I got to have something right here. Kind of laying down. Yeah, right. The sound effects. Let's see, but it's basically just because that I have homework and not like I'm gonna go 100 miles an hour in a school zone. Thanks for stopping by. The Trigger Scar sound effects. Kaboom! What's the drawing about? It's gonna be for my barbarian comic. It's the second page of the story. And there's these miners working in a mine, and they hit a vein, and then a big boulder falls down, and it wakes something up. So, basically trying to show that right now. But yeah, it's just giving you have things lined up for the page, but when you start working on it, you get new ideas. So, but I just want to show you guys everything that I'm thinking about. So, yeah, might have to relook at the script again. Yeah. Okay, I think I know what I want to do now. There we go. I got an idea. That's okay, man. It's good to vent, you know? You got to let it out, you know what I mean? All right, so we have a big mass in here. You don't know what it is. There's something in here, right? It's inside this... This is like a crystal, a salt crystal that's sleeping, and then this thing is going to wake it up. So we'll have this right here. We'll have like a cave in the background. This thing's, there's something in here sleeping, you know? And then crack. We'll do a little crack. And right here, we'll probably draw another page right here, or another panel of the boulder falling. Probably gonna draw a bunch of boulders falling, maybe. That'll probably be another perspective thing. Could shift that out a little bit. The main thing is the people understand your story, you know. Sometimes a cool panel isn't the right panel. You know, You have a bunch of panels that basically slows the story down a lot. It's okay to have a couple, I think, but you don't want that many. Some people, most people say you don't want any, but I don't mind having a couple panels where people got to go, "What the fuck is that?" and like make them stop a little bit, because it is an art form, man, and not everything needs to be by the numbers, all the time. Yeah. So there's that. With this panel, I might even make it let's see, we have that. I might even have this coming down like this up here. So we'll do a bird's eye view kind of weird thing up here. Let's try this out just to get this kind of going. We're looking up right here. That might be good. Let's try this out and see. So the boulder is going to be falling down. Yeah, the more I think about it, though, man. Yeah. See, I'm getting more ideas. So inside this, I'm gonna have these guys inside of a cave. Let's try this out. All right. There's people that live inside this cave, right? And this boulder is gonna fall on them. But I'm thinking now, I want to show the villagers before the thing falls. Sir Trigo Scar, thanks for stopping by. Put a one horse with a lonely cowboy in the background, right? Yep. So we have the cave right here. We got these people living in the caves. Let's see, I'll probably put it up about like that. We could have some background too, like that. Kind of show some stuff like that. All right. Another dimension to it. We could do something like this, just to kind of break up that a little bit. And I wanted them to live in here, you know what I mean? So I want some shops and stuff like that kind of built into the side of the mountain with people here. Little huts and stuff like that. All right, we got that. And a little bit more, maybe something right here. But I kind of wanted it. It's going to be kind of carved out of the rock. And there's more in here. Let's see. Got these people right here. I want to make it more like rock-like, like domey, but carved out. So there's that. And then I'm gonna have the people in here. I'm looking down at them, so they're just gonna be kind of. These people are weird looking. There's the ones with like the long hair, They're kind of like porcupines, these people. They got this rocky skin, But I want them to have like a market, and a village inside here. This page is going to be fun. I would actually draw a whole page of this where they're just like inside the like inside of a town with a marketplace. I think that would be cool, but I'm probably not going to do that. Yeah, we'll go there later on in the story though, so you'll be able to see more of the city later. And maybe I could put a little hut up here like that. And then maybe we can have a little like kind of cart right here on the side. Let's see here. I'm going to need to make this a little taller like that. Let's try that out. And then this is going to be maybe a little like that. Put a saloon in there, right? Let's try that out. Let's see this. Might be a little bigger like that. Kind of just want to add more dimension to this. Yeah, these guys, I'm gonna make them a little bit smaller. I'm thinking, and this needs to be a little taller. These buildings are too small. Yeah, you could kind of see out here, but this is important because you got to see the people. Maybe, yeah, there's that right there. I'm gonna have to move these guys down a little bit because these guys are too tall. These guys are way too tall. I would put a saloon in there. That is a dope idea, but I don't. These guys don't really. They're not that type of people. Too much. I mean, maybe they would. You know what? Maybe they would. They might have a saloon in there. Or a drinking hole in there, something like that. They'd probably have like moonshine or something like that, you know? Let's see. They got to be smaller like that. Yeah. I'm making them too big. There we go. As we're looking down from the roof, we're like, imagine like we're sitting up on a rock, like up here, like Predator, and we're kind of looking down at these people, like off to the side. Let's see. Some little ones too, little kids. Yeah. The more I do of this, the more. Let's see. All right. There's that. We'll start having more people in here. We'll just have some stick figures in there a little bit. This guy right here. Okay. Where's the horse? Oh, yeah, these guys still got horses. These are like nocturnal folk that live inside caves. Horse would be cool though in there. I ain't gonna lie. All right, let's see. Stone horse. All right. And I might have a little thing in the middle, like a kind of like a tent type thing where they got a little something. like that. Carts and stuff, or with food and things. It's a marketplace slash like street, you know, where they like almost like a street inside the cave where they're selling stuff, and they live inside there too. You know, there's probably like maybe 50 of them. Yeah, let me get in there and clean it up a little bit. It's going to be kind of confusing. All right, so we have that. Let's see. I got to put some lines right here too for the rumbling. That thing's waking up. All right. Boulder Falls. Okay, so we're going to have another. Probably just going to do this as like a basic style like this. Just a regular kind of panel page. Probably going to be 8 panels like that. There's nothing wrong with going traditional sometimes. It doesn't have to be a big old artsy fartsy page all the time, you know. All right. So the next up, let's see here. So right now, I think I'm going to do another straight shot right here. I think this will be the best way to kind of do it. All right. I'm going to have a big boulders kind of coming down. Big old boulders, right? And then I'll have the people right here. Let's see. This will be a straight on shot like that. You kind of do like this. And then we'll be looking right at them. I want them. Let's see. Storyline. They are now in the Ice Age. Yeah, something like that. I don't want to spoil it. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just going to do a straight on basic perspective for this one. Whoops. Not a big deal. There we go. Yeah, sometimes you need more panels. Especially if you want to tell a lot of information, like in a little bit of pages, you know. So we have that. Let's see. So we got a lot of these people right here kind of walking around. And then we're going to have right about here. Let's probably put it right about there. Put in those like little shops and stuff. That might work right about there. All right. So we got the little kind of boulder huts, you know, coming out the side of the mountain a little bit. Have that little cart in the middle of the village type thing. Probably have like some skins hanging down from it. All right, so you got the little village right there. Now you got these big boulders coming down on them. You know. Then I might, let's see here, falling down on them. Then I'm probably going to have like the boulders there, maybe like laying here or something. Can you make steam come out of at least one of those huts? Right. Once these are done, or once this is done, I'll start adding a bunch of details and stuff. But yeah, I can make a little steam come out of there. See, there you go. There's that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, for sure. So now we're gonna have them like right here, basically laying around, you know, like dead. These people, you know. Yeah. And they're gonna have the blood coming out, you know. There's that. These guys got some crazy like porcupine hair too, you know. Yeah, let's see here. Something like that. Sometimes just the most basic stuff's the best way to tell a story, you know, even panel wise. But I'm having fun with it, you know, like I'm having the rock be the borders, you know, kind of come in through here. Or I might even like put some steel framing in here as the borders. You could do that because it kind of goes with it, you know. Because once you get to this point, actually, no, I probably would do the cracking in most of it. Like that. Yeah, I probably would. Because Up until about like right here, I would probably end the cracked rock borders, you know, as you're looking at it like that. Through Rocky TV, you know, Rocky, like the Flintstones or dinosaurs. You guys ever watch dinosaurs back in the day? Yeah, that's fun. I like that. And it all starts from right about here. And that'll even give me some room to like even open up this panel right here. These two. I'll just have them go full bleed right out of the page. Because this is the connector like that. So I'll erase that a little bit right now too, so I can know that next when I going in to do the final draft. I'll have more room for things. I could bring this down now like that. Have some kind of speed lines coming down, you know. This will be right here. This could go all the way up to the top. We have that. This could kind of come over here too. More room for trees. Because this place is supposed to be like on the edge of, like beyond the forest, you know. It kind of gets into this rocky, like dry, like mountain area, you know. But then there's clouds up here. And there's a stream too that runs down from there. I forgot about that. From the mountains. But I'm going to draw the snow cap up there. A little snow right here. But yeah, there's snow up there on top of this mountain. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about that, I'm going to need to make this a little smaller. Maybe something like that. Yeah, something to think about. There we go. Erase that just so I remember. There we go. Let's see here. I'm the glue man. You should add a character that appears in the backgrounds of every panel, or like one or two panels. Yep. Like just some random dude like Waldo. Kind of popping up, you know? Yeah. Yep. So these guys are here. Gotta have some hands, some more hands kind of sticking out of here. Yeah, and I'm trying not to add too much detail to it. And then I don't lock myself into anything either. If even in the final go around, if I think it's something that's cool, I'm gonna put it in there. I don't like this to really just kind of stunt that creativity. You know what I mean? I want to put a hole right here too at the top. Basically, like the thing opened up from these gigantic boulders coming down and crushing everybody. So, and then I'm probably gonna shadow this in like that so it breaks it up a little bit. Just like a good virtual reminder from when I'm doing it. There we go. Freaking bloodbath. All right. Yeah, that might be a little too confusing. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Ooh, 9 likes. You guys are awesome. So we've been going in. You know, we got a basic storyline right now. Got some pages. We got that. Getting there. Now I'm thinking people are crushed. You want to be able to tell as much information in like one panel if you can too. That's always awesome if you do that, you know. Yeah. Now I'm thinking of this panel right here. I'm thinking about what I want to draw because if I do certain thing too much, it'll spoil it. This is going to be a sword and sorcery comic. This is a Crom the Barbarian. This is going to be called King Crom. Yeah. Yep. King Crom, and I have a title, but I want to drop the I won't drop the full title until I publish the first part of it. Just so it's a surprise, you know. Let's see here. Yeah. I kind of want to. Yeah. I'm starting to think right now. I'm starting to get ideas. How much gore is going to be in this comic? There's going to be a lot of gore, man, to be honest. Yeah, it's going to be soaked in gore. Yeah, it is. It really is. Soaked in gore, but it's also going to be like a lot of heart to it as well, man. You know, just like the Conan, you know, the good, yeah, just like Conan the Barbarian, that movie. Yeah. So I'm thinking, mysterious beast awakens from shadow. Yeah. Mysterious beast. Okay. Let's see here. See, the thing is too, you don't want to show the beast. You know, you want to. In this part, you don't really want to show it too much. So I kind of wanted to just have like the eye opening up right here. You know. Maybe even like 3 panels right here. I could work. Or. Yeah. And it's different because I'm drawing it, you know, and I'm thinking about the script. The script is the story I wrote has a lot of detail in it. So when you're translating that to comic book, you got to kind of pick and choose what you're going to put in there. It should be an owl, bear, or a giant mole badger. Yeah, no, I've already got the character designed and everything. It's pretty cool character, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep. think now I'm starting to get an idea. Let's see here. I'm Muay Thai fighter, but I don't like to fight. Family always gets scared. Yeah, that could happen. Right? Okay, yeah, I think I know what I want to do. All right. I think I know what I want to do, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I might go back and tweak some stuff again. And I'm going to take however long it takes to do these pages. And there's little things that like I can't spoil to you guys either, you know. I have to like, yeah. This page is kind of spoilery already, a little bit. For the background character, it should be a random dude that just gives a thumbs up in every other panel. Yeah, right. Like he's looking at the camera, trying to get that moment of fame. 100%. I think I know what I want to do right now. There's another panel. Much love, brother. Yeah, for sure, man. You too. There's another panel. I'm thinking there's a rock right here. I got to put the rock right there. Maybe there's a rock right there. Okay. Okay, I gotta kind of do this just right. Because this is the beast right here. It's inside this salt rock. So, but I don't want to show too much of it, you know. It's just gonna kind of, yeah, look a certain way, almost like a fetus, you know. Yeah, so you won't be able to really see too much, right? And that's the thing too, right here. I don't want to show too much down here either, but you need to know that motherfucker woke up. By the way, he has to die in like the last part of the comic when he is giving the camera a thumbs up because he's not the main character, right? Let's see here. See, I'm getting ideas of stuff to draw, but I'm like, nah, if I draw that, it's going to spoil the story a little bit. I kind of don't want to draw too much. I'm going to throw this into 3 panels right here at the bottom. So I'll just draw initially what I thought. So you got about an eye right here. An eye waking up like that. There's an eye right there. There's an eye waking up. And then let's see here. You want it to kind of look like it's in kind of like a glass type thing, like that, you know. But it woke up. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I want to do it, like that. It's clear. Some woke up, so you're gonna kind of do a little bit of this. Maybe we can get away with it. No, I don't like that stroke. Let's see. There we go. But there is an eye right there. By the way, is this creature an eldritch monstrosity or just an average comic book beast? I would say it's more along the lines of the average comic book beast. Yeah. But it's cool. I try to give it that cool factor at least, you know what I mean? I mean, there's only so much you could fucking do in any story now, you know? You just gotta go like, everything's been done, and you just got to kind of like pick things you want to see and pick things you want to happen to people. You know, give them certain weapons, you know, that you like. Give them, design certain characters that you like. You know, kill certain people. You know what I mean? Put them in these different situations. You know, come up with cool character design, because like I think we're at the pinnacle of like everything's seriously been done already. You know, so now it's like everything's been done already now. So now you could really, you know, that doesn't mean stop making stories though, right? I think we were kind of at the pinnacle, like even in the 80s, maybe, or for sure the 90s, you know. But it doesn't mean you can't keep making stuff and just kind of picking what you want to what you think is cool, you know. So that's what, yeah, that's another thing I got to do. I got to make this look like glass, like. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting somewhere. Okay. Now I think I know what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. All right. And then let's see here. Yeah, because every comic book writer took everything from the pile of cool things so they could just leave the indie comic book creators the shitty pigs. And the awesome shit that they already took. No, yeah, it's true. And mostly everything is kind of like Lovecraft. It's all eldritch, you know. Everything's got fucking tentacles on it and shit, you know. So I don't really fuck with Lovecraft stuff, you know. I try not to do that. It's cool and all, but you know, but every now and then you could think of something cool, you know. Like, okay, say imagine like Cthulhu, right? But imagine if it was like a pig with like bat wings, you know, going out of its head. That would look pretty gross, right? Like a boar. Imagine a boar floating up in the sky, like a big gigantic boar with like bat wings coming out. You could think of some weird looking, you know, maybe there's eyes coming out of its bellies, or out of its belly. Sorry, maybe some spike. You can make some crazy like demonic looking shit. Like there's still room, you know. There's still room. There's still things like that, you know. But this story like wrote itself, man. This was like the first real kind of pro story I wrote, and it came pretty quick. It was just like all these different things hit me, and it was just like boom, 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 and I'm like, yeah, I like that, you know. And it's an old Crom. He's an older Crom. You know, he's coming back from Wanderlust, and he's coming back home. You know, in the story. Yeah, it's, you know, it's like old man Crom sort of. I know that shit gets old. Everybody's tired of that shit, but I don't give a fuck. I didn't mean it. He doesn't have to be an old man Crom, but that's just kind of the way that the chips fell with it, you know. So that's why my Crom, he kind of looks like me. He's got like whitish gray blonde, white gray blonde hair, you know. Well, let's see here. Jabba Foe. Can you draw Hitler being arrested by a library SWAT team for stealing the rare Good Housekeeping magazine collection from the library? Yeah, or have him being arrested for like, I don't know, painting on something. Let's see here. I'm the glue man. I'm making a comic book about this one dude called Ted. He's a mass murderer. It's in the Stickman comic book style. I'm only on panel 9 of the comic. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, yep. Let's see here. Okay. So I was going to draw this next. I don't want to do it, but I probably am. I'm going to have a claw coming out like that. That. I have to think about how I drew his hand, but something like that, you know. And then I would probably do that. Let's see here. I mean, the creator of Invader Zim created some of the craziest comic book books before he created Invader Zim. I've never really looked into Invader Zim, to be honest. That's what's cool, man. There's always so many different universes of things, you know. I'm gonna work. See, this is public domain. I'm Crom. Anybody can do a Crom story, you know. Nobody owns him. But I'm also working on my own sword and sorcery like world. I'm doing world building right now. I want to make my own barbarian character like Conan, but it's really hard, really really hard, because people have already kind of done it a lot, you know. Hugh Gardner Fox did this one, and he did the other one like Candor, I think, or something like that. He did, you know, yeah. There's a bunch. I mean, you got Tarzan. To me, he's a barbarian too. I consider him a barbarian, you know. So there's that. So we have the crystal right here, and then I'll probably do the background, something like this. I want to do something kind of funny like that. Something like old school, like a old movie. Like that, or maybe even let's see here. Something like that. All right. Let's see, there's that. All right. So things breaking out like that. There's not an official definition of barbarian. It's more like anyone who does not follow the rules or kills in an unofficial way or a crazy way. Yeah, it's real. When I refer to barbarian, I mean like everything that's derived from Conan, everything that's inspired by Conan specifically. And that's pretty vast. You know, you got like He-Man and the Beastmaster, Deathstalker. You know, there's a lot, but I mean, you know, you could that's a million different things fall into that category. You know, Vikings could even go in there, I guess. Herdnetters, berserkers, stuff like that. It's all kinds of barbarians, you know. It's pretty. It is like you said. It's a pretty loose thing, but there's a bunch though, man. There's always like a new way to, you know, like Slain. That's a cool barbarian. You know, Simon Bisley did a good job with that. Let's see here. There's kind of, I get this image in my head right now where I have this guy right here. Maybe like standing like this. I don't know, because it's going to be a while that hasn't happened just yet. I might even just, let's see here. Try not to go for the same thing I always see all the time. But yeah. Let's see here. Let me think. It was a character like that. I wanted to. Let's see. All right, so we got that. Yeah, and things get kind of tropey, so you got to kind of pick what you want, you know. I guess what you want to really, what you really want to do, you know. So we got that guy right there. Stand right there, and then probably gonna have this maybe I'll have it like a road like that. Let's see here. There's that. Okay, yeah, I can fuck with this. All right. There we go. So we got that. Let's see here. See, the thing is, if I draw too much of this shape, that's the beast behind him, you know? I don't want to draw too much of it. Let's see. Just going to leave it like that. It's all about, you know, tell, don't show, you know? You don't ever want to give your monster away till the end of the story. I mean, you could. I don't want to, though. I want it to have that kind of horror edge to it a little bit, or surprise, you know? But one thing I could do is I can have I could have some claws in there, maybe. That might be kind of cool. Let's see here. Let's see here, like that. So you kind of know what's going on. It might work, it might not work. I might have to get rid of it. See, that looks like he's facing the beast, not, let's see here. That looks like he's facing the beast, not facing the camera with the beast behind him. Looks like he's facing the beast, not facing it. Oh, okay. Let's see. I see what you're saying. Let's see, there's that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I got a better idea. Okay. We get rid of that. Yeah, the beast definitely standing behind him. He's got his face right here. Like that. He got his eyeballs right there. He's got his teeth in his mouth. There we go. And he's got his blade. There's that. Okay. So you can see it a little better. So there's that. I need to get rid of this right here. And that. So I want these shapes to really pop. So how's it going, Jaden the Pimp? The Pimple? Jaden the Pimplup. How's it going, man? I'm doing a comic book page. So I'm starting from these thumbnails, and then I'm going to make it into an actual page. And it's going to probably take me many streams. So just want to show you guys how I'm doing it. It's a barbarian comic, and this is going to be page number 2. So, and it's going to be about 9 pages a year. So yeah, it's going to be a long process. It'll probably be like, you know, and it's for an anthology book I'm doing. So this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to put these little kind of claws down here like that. So you kind of see what's going on. And I'm going to keep messing with it until I get it just right. Because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to have too much of the shape in there because then it'll just kind of give too much away. Let's see. Just a shadow in the background. Then I could scoot this panel over a little bit like that. It doesn't matter, you know, like that. Scoot over. About like that. Let's see here. Pretty Boy M, thanks for stopping by. Hey, man, this may come off as self-promotion, but I want to see your thoughts on my work. I do animate a lot, but it's more cartoonish than your stuff. So if you'd like, you can check sometime. Yeah, sure, anytime, man. That's what I'm here for. Just send it to batmerk at yahoo.com. It's all one word. If you want to send over like a JPEG or something like that, that's what I'm here for, man. Eventually, I'm gonna have a community like upgrade where we could post art in our in the metal cartoonist community. We could drop shit in there and comment on it, like that's badass, you know, or that's cool, but I would have done this, you know. Always remember, people are going to critique your art and give you ideas. By the way, are you? I'm the Glue Man. By the way, are you going to stream tomorrow? I might stream tomorrow night. Yeah. Yep. I just might. And if I do, it's going to be this too. See this picture right here? This wasn't in the script. This was probably in the script. This wasn't in the script. This wasn't in the script. This wasn't in the script either. I started adding a bunch of things, right? How many panels is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I added 9 panels to this. See, look at exterior of mountains and miners working. 1 panel. Panel 2, vein hit. Panel 3, boulders fall. Panel 4 shows villagers, dwellers looking up. Panel 5, crushed people. Panel 6, mysterious beast awakens in shadow. I will, but what's your website named? I don't have a website. I have a web store. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to send me an email of your stuff, but or you could save it for later. It doesn't matter, man. I'm also on Twitter too. If you want to show that, you can DM me on there. Bat_Merc, all caps. Yep. Yeah, once I get to like a certain amount of followers or something like that, then you can have like a community. I don't know. It might be a lot of followers though. It might be a lot, but I don't know. I'm in a couple like on YouTube where I'll post art in there. You know, it's just like you could drop images in there like in the community tab. Not now. Yeah, the members can, and so can the creator. You know, but yeah, so we're working on this. This is going pretty good tonight, actually. I'm kind of low key happy with this a little bit. Kind of digging it. Yeah, so we have this right here. I want to give this enough room to breathe. So this is going to be about like right there. I could even just leave it open too at the end. I might even just do that. Fuck it, you know. I might just have that open. I like that. And just kind of have it open like this, just an open panel. I dig that. Where he's just standing out there, you know, they're both in there. In the cave. Something like that. Yeah. Then we just have it going in there like that. They're in the cave. There's some light shining through right here. Like that. Again, I don't want to add too much details because it's going to show too much. And then when I'm doing these, I don't like a lot of detail either. All right. Okay. All right, then we gotta have this knife right here. Okay, I'll try. Thanks for sure, man. Yeah. All right, so we got that. All right, so we can leave that. I'm probably just going to leave it like that. I don't think it's too spoilery. You can kind of tell something's in there, you know. Yeah, you got this big salt rock right here. Yeah, this story's gonna be in black and white, but this is one story that would have, if it had color in it, it would be fucking awesome. Because I'm dealing with a few colors in here that are kind of significant to the story, but it's all gravy. So we have that. Ooh, 11 likes. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So we got that right there. Trying to think about that. Got a rock right here, so kind of give it some 3D right there. All right. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to bed because I got school tomorrow because it's currently 12:47 here where I live. So good night. Yeah, you too, man. Have a good night. Yeah, rest easy. And also, I wanted to let you guys know too. I got a comic book launching on Kickstarter, Friday the 13th. Woo! And it's it's my Viking biker book. It's called HELWÄR. This is it right here. I got links in the description. It's about this Nordic bounty hunter named HELWÄR. He's on his final mission for Helnora of Helheim. She's the ruler of Helheim, and she's basically going to set his brother free if he does one more mission. His brother's been in prison for hundreds of years, so, and he's got a little problem too, man. If he doesn't, either slay with metal, play metal, or work on metal, he turns into this hellbinger. It's this brutal beast. So that's the story, man, and it's his last day. Can he just set his brother free? One more job, and that's it. I don't know, man. You have to wait and find out. I got Garm right here. This book's that's the Hound of Hell. This book's gonna be 106 pages. It's gonna be the size of like a record, a metal album record. So it can go like right on the shelf, next to all your favorite metal albums. It'll have some back matter, some behind the scenes stuff. And if you guys sign up for my Substack, I have a link in the description. It's a free Substack. You guys, I'm gonna email you a link with $5 off early bird special for the first 24 hours. If you guys want to pick up the book. Also, if you back in the first 24 hours, you guys are gonna get an original sketch card by me of like a random HELWÄR character. So stuff like that. I got this guy, HELWÄR, Garm, Helnora, the Hellbinger, Wreckbolt, and that's it pretty much right there. So some cool stuff right there, guys. If you want to check out, or if you just want to follow the campaign on Kickstarter, you could do that. That would be awesome, either or, and I've been working on this book for about 3 years, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It's going to be black and white too. So also it takes place after Ragnarok, and it's in the 90s. This guy's a bounty hunter. He's a guitar player in his own band, HELWÄR, and he's also he's a mechanic as well too. So yeah, so if you guys are fans of like Thor, He-Man, Hulk, and Lobo, then you might dig this, and then like also like the metal scene, the Scandinavian metal scene in the 90s. You might dig this book. So that's my little shill for that part of the stream. I have that right there. Yeah. So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking it's pretty cool. We have that. It's looking at the flow of the pages and everything. You're looking at the fort with the mine. They're working in the mine. If it hits something, it cracks. It comes all the way through here. These people are down here. So got an idea already. I'm going to hear like a rumble. Put like rumble. It could be like boom. Sound effects are important. Right here too, crack. There we go, crack. Crick. You gotta have your sound effects in there. And a little whoosh. So he's pointing up at it, see? You could be looking up. Some people, I'm gonna have them like kind of covering their faces too, you know? It's important. Some people could see. Maybe a person right here, you're gonna get it in the foreground. Right about there. Maybe covering their face, covering their head, you know? Maybe we'll just do that like that. Because these people, they look kind of weird. They're pretty hairy. They have like a, I think I showed it. Whoops. This is how the people look like, man. They look like that. They got like spiky kind of hair that goes all the way down their back, and then it turns into like, you know, like their underwear, kind of like their briefs, you know. Then they have this like they have these like rocks growing out of their skin, and they use these little shanks, these little that come out of the mountain, these rock shanks. So gotta kind of do that. And they're pretty ugly. They're pretty freaking ugly. they're not pretty. They're not pretty people, but they are people. They are people. And they do have, you know, homes in there, and they're not happy. All right. Okay. All right, there we go. And you know, they don't really speak like we do. So just gonna tighten this up and probably end the stream, and then I'll start working on the next stream. We'll start working on the actual pencils. That's gonna take a minute. That takes forever. That will take forever. But I kind of like having a lot of panels on pages. I don't know. I think it's cool. Something about it, you know. And then I want to do like another. Let's see here now. There's that. Gonna get the foreground right here. There we go. Make it look a little more 3D, you know. Put that dimension in there, you know. Yep. All right, we got that. Yeah. Could have some rocks falling right here too. That's another thing that's kind of important, right? Could have some rocks falling right here in this panel. Already like little pebbles kind of coming down, you know? So we'll get in there and erase this a little bit. Always trying to find new ways to tell the story, you know? You could have it kind of coming like that, maybe little pebbles. You could have one over on this side somewhere like that. And you can even have like the speed, maybe the speed lines coming off it. You kind of want like a good amount of them. You gotta have that little debris around them too, the little sawdust. Is this the page or thumbnails? Oh no, this is the thumbnails, brother. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, this is page number 2. So yeah, hopefully. But I'm kind of digging it. Yeah, it wasn't what I, not 100% of what I saw in my head, but I think it's gonna work. Thanks for stopping by, Drawn Sword, man. Hope you're having a good night so far. Okay, there we go. Sonny baby, hi. Sony a bandy. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see here. All right. All right. These people laying here, you know, fucked up. Oh man. Ooh, they're pissed. They are fucking pissed. They're not stupid either. Yeah, these people. I gave them a name too. They're a clan inside the mountain, but I might even have to rename them for fun. So these gutters are going to be rocks with cracks going through them up until about right here. I might even turn these into that'll be fun. I think I'll like that. I think I'm going to like that. And then right about here, I'm probably going to turn them into crystal stuff like that. So it'll be a slight difference. And it'll kind of go into that like that. I think that'll be fun. I've never done that before. Might be a little much, but fuck it. Who cares, right? Let's see here. Mr. Clawtech. Thanks for stopping by, man. Sounds cool. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks everybody for hitting the liking and the subscribing. You guys are awesome. yeah. And then right here, I'll probably just let it fizzle out right here because it's kind of going to this cave scene right here with these two mysterious figures, you know. And then I'm probably gonna, so we'll do this one, and then I'm probably gonna do a yeah, like an action scene. The next one, maybe the page or two after this, it's a horror scene. It's I wanted to make, almost trying to squeeze in a little horror scene, make it kind of a little creepy, you know. So if I can nail that, I'll be proud of that. I might do that one live, actually. I think it's either page 3 or 4. And I'm definitely going to do probably an action page too. So that'll be like 3 pages this year. I did the one, I mean, like I said, this page I can actually use in the story if I wanted to, you know. But I don't know. I might want to move it around a bit, but I think you know, this one came out okay. I'm proud of it. I might use that in there. You know, that'd be like, you know, one thing I could do. But I got to go back and read the script. And I let the script is on this phone, so I'd have to take it down and open it up, and I can't do that right now. I just got to go back and cross-reference everything. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at this eyeball right here. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I can kind of do a little bit more with it. Yeah, maybe a little something like that. Put some eyelashes in there, you know, if it has them. I love doing pencils. Pencils more than inks. They're just so liberating and they're so forgiving. Let's see. Yeah. And I kind of want to make this mountain taller up on here as well. That's another thing. I really do. Maybe I can put it up here like that. This mountain's just got to be freaking huge. It's got to be like that Paramount Pictures mountain, you know? Yeah. Let's see if I can do a little bit of that. There we go. There we go. It's okay. Yeah, it's still part of the mountain right there, and I could kind of tweak this dude a little bit like that. Let me get the eraser. There you go. It's this is too symmetric. It lines up perfectly with the door. That's not good. I mean, it's okay, but I don't like that. That shit bugs me. So I'll probably move the peak over a little bit. Let's see, little stupid shit like that'll bug me. Okay, let's see. Just a little hair over like that. That could be the peak over here. There we go. Get some trees up in there. That little root. Yeah. And then I'm probably going to bring these in about right here. I'm going to make this a little closer. Yeah. And then these have a, there's definitely like a gate where it's open. Like that. Maybe they're, yeah, something like that. Maybe it's open right now because everybody's kind of walking around. I might make this a little bigger like that too, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. I want it to end though. I don't want it to be all the way there. And then a little tower up here. And then there's I forgot. There's like a crag that kind of comes over it like that. I forgot all about the crag. That's important. Very important. Okay, I gotta rework this. That's actually in the story. There's a crag overlooking the fort. Very important. So, and that won't be for a few years from now when I actually get into that. Oh, wow. Let's see. A little foreshadowing ain't gonna hurt nobody. So we have that right there. There we go. It kind of looks cool like that a little bit. It's kind of sorta. You know. Yeah. Then I can have maybe a little tree right here in front like that. And sorry guys. Gotta get the mountain in there too. Let's see. Boom, boom. So you do all this work right now, so you don't got to do it later, you know? The roots coming out. I like drawing roots. Make that crag look a little. Yeah. A little bit of that. Damn, I just keep snapping this thing tonight. Like a dum-dum. Alright. I kind of want to keep that mountain range lit up too, you know? So we can kind of do a little bit of that. There we go, like that. Boom, boom. Kind of shift it over so it looks a little more organic. And then the tree, you can have a tree kind of just all up in here like that, because it's going to be there's going to be narration box right here. That's a big thing for me too, because if I'm going to be lettering it, I like to know where the letters are going to go. Right. So there'll be a lot of, probably like a narration box right there. There's going to be a narration box right here too. Something like that. There's that. Boom, boom. You got the sound effects right here. Let me see. All right. So I'm basically putting like a little hand, a little claw right there. So you can kind of see like, oh, there's some shit, there's something in there, you know? Yeah. And then I could do a little bit of that, so you kind of know it's a crystal, or it's not crystal, it's salt. It's a salt crystal. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to put that head right there on its side like that, I think. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Do all the heavy lifting right now, you know. The fun part's the inking, you know. You just get in there and do. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna zoom in on these real quick. Same thing with these. Remember to render these up pretty good because it's some fruity pebbles falling down. There we go. So we got that. There we go. There's that. It's even about thinking about making the hand in shadow too. Thought that might look kind of cool. Let's go for it. Definitely keeps it more interesting, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do that. You can kind of see it underneath there, you know. Then we could get in there with something like this. There we go, like that. Then we could have stuff like this. A little bit of that, like that. There we go. Something like that. I think we're good for the night. Yeah. Yeah, I went from 6 panels to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels. I mean, you know, we've seen everything in comics, right? I was trying to keep this minimal, but there's a lot goes on. You know, you gotta see the marketplace, you gotta see the miners working, you gotta see the fort, the crag, you gotta see the mountaintop. These things are very important. Hopefully they pay off in 3 or 4 years. But like just in this picture alone, these things are very important in the story. All 3 of those locations, and they're all like in there. Sometimes you need 9, right? Yeah, most definitely, right? Thanks for stopping by, Jason. Everybody, go subscribe to Drawn Sword Graphics. Awesome artist. His shit's very his art's very, very metal. And Unhinged Entertainment. That's Jason Bascom. His work is also very metal. Love their stuff. They're definitely metal cartoonists. You gotta go check them out. Very inspirational work, both of them. But yeah, we got 9 panels right there. Yeah, dude, absolutely, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I started a new show. I want to start doing like on like in the mornings, maybe once a week. Barbarian brunch, kind of going over barbarian jazz, and have guests on too. Start showing off campaigns and things like that. Still kind of getting the hang of the new setup that StreamYard has. I might even try to stream through. Well, I don't know. I was gonna try to stream through YouTube, but YouTube doesn't have the guest thing, you know. StreamYard just kind of whack Arnold's now, man. That's at whack Arnold's. Remember that from Dave Chappelle? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Montoya? Thanks for stopping by, bro. We're just doing a page. We're doing thumbnails tonight. Tomorrow we'll fucking start throwing down on some Bristol. The Bristol. You bring the Crystal, I'll bring the Bristol. Yeah, we'll start hopefully tomorrow or maybe the next day or something. I'm not sure. It's got to make it happen, you know. Tomorrow, excuse me. Voice is cracking like a 14-year-old lately. Yeah, got to get in there and get up early tomorrow. So, yeah, just trying to find, like, for the night streams, I just kind of make them happen, and the morning ones, I don't know, trying to get those going too, you know. The brunch streams. Yeah. Once I get on a schedule, though, it's the whole thing is my job, man. They switch up my schedule like every month or something. So, and it's pretty yeah, it's pretty like significant to the schedule prior to that. So I can't really, I don't know, have a consistent like streaming schedule, if you will. Otherwise, I would do that. I'd have shows at certain times, like all the time. Because in reality, I'm pretty schedule driven myself. That's how you actually get shit done is through scheduling and actually putting hard dates on things. You know, specific dates and times and things. That's how shit gets done. But you got to schedule your. I think for art, you got to schedule your diversifying your diversity in projects that you're working on and your fun too. Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for stopping by, guys. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this page like this layout. I'm about 99.9% sure. I just got to go back and reread the script again and make sure all the dialogue is going to fit in here. Otherwise, I might have to redo it. Yeah, but I'm digging it though. It's a real basic bitch panel page layout, but I like it. It's got a little bit of this and that in it. So, but thanks again for stopping by, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Montoya. I appreciate that. Yeah. I hope you guys have a nice old night. Have a good Wednesday Warrior Day. For all, there's a bunch of books coming out tomorrow. I plan on picking up. There's like 3 books. We got Conan. Is Conan coming out tomorrow? I think a new Conan's coming out. New Punisher's coming out. New Indomitable Hex, or not Indomitable Hex, Indomitable Hulk's coming out. So I'm doing that, and then there's tons of indie books I got to read too that I backed. I'm still trying to go through those. It's a hard balance though, but I need to really schedule. I actually got to schedule time out for that. I was reading some of those today too. It's like you got to schedule everything. You got to schedule time to just let yourself think. Schedule yourself to do nothing, But yeah, guys, thanks again for stopping by. For all you guys out there, stay warm. I know there's a big Arctic blast coming in for like the southern states, especially you, Montoya. I saw that on the Yahoo. So be careful, be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. And remember, if the artist isn't starving, then the artist isn't hungry. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And sign up for HELWÄR.